What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today it is time, it's finally time to check out and review all of the Funko Godzilla Kong the New Empire figures. Oh boy. That's right, in this one it is time to check out all the Godzilla and Kong Funko figures for Godzilla Kong the New Empire. I know what you're thinking. First of all, you're like, why is there a chair back there? I used it one time for a video that hasn't come out. Secondly, you're like, oh my gosh, D-Man is always tardy to the party. He's always so late. He's always the last one to do things. I pre-ordered Shimo in February. Before the movie even came out. I did not get it until like 3 days ago. It is not my fault. I have been waiting patiently, and Funko, what was the deal? Did anybody else have this? If you did, comment below and let me know. Was Shimo just like a figure that was gonna release at a later date? I don't know. It might have been. But I didn't get mine until so late. What the heck? But here's Shimo. Woohoo. Which means it's time. It is time to check out and review all the Godzilla Kong figures. Also, I am in the middle of moving right now, and I am exhausted. So my apologies for that. I'm trying my best. Oh my gosh, I'm so sleepy. Much like when I reviewed the Funko Godzilla vs. Kong figures, I want to start out with the minifigs. These are the mini keychain figures for Godzilla Kong New Empire. Cute packaging with the pink going into the yellow representing Godzilla and Kong. There, of course, you can see it carries over onto the sides. Backs are yellow. Nothing on the bottom, logo on the top. Cute. Cute. We like it. We like to see it. Let's check them out. One thing I'm excited to see is the varying levels of details on the Kong, on the Beast Glove and all that stuff. I mean, specifically on the Beast Glove, when you go from such a small figure to the bigger ones, I'm excited to see the level of detail they put into it. Funko's got a very cute art style, and this Kong is no exception. He looks adorable. They've done a really good job bringing Kong to life. I love the little grim expression. He looks cute, but he also looks like serious, and I like it. The Beast Glove does look pretty good overall. They've added some good detailing. The red in particular, with the red wiring going along with the black wiring, actually comes out really well. The chest scars they've done a really good job on. I like that they have the original Kong chest scars, but they also have the ones Godzilla added. The fur overall looks really nice across the whole body. Plus, he's caked up. That's always a bonus. As for Godzilla, they've interestingly done a couple of things with him that make him stand out. First of all, we're rocking with Evolved Godzilla, the pink version, so that's obviously big difference from Godzilla vs. Kong. Also, this one is spewing atomic breath, but it's like shortened so that it doesn't need to hit the ground. It just sticks in his mouth. That way he can hang on your keychain and he's not really taking up too much space, which is really nice. Spines look pretty cool, nice and pink. They make a deep impression just from looking at them, although they don't have any texturing. Scale patterning across the whole body looks pretty good, but it particularly looks good on the chest. And the atomic breath is very cute, if a little obvious that it's a shortened version of the bigger atomic breath, which is supposed to touch the ground. Tail wrapping around the body the way it does looks really nice, especially the way it kind of curls up towards the tip. Paint job on this one's looking very good, with the eyes, teeth, and everything looking very good. I like it a lot. For comparison, here's our little Kongs together. The Funko Kong standing next to the Playmates Kong, I believe this was Playmates, and interestingly, Playmates didn't have the Beast Glove. The Playmates one's also a little taller and a little less stylized. I think I like the Funko one better. Playmates is also heavier. And then here's the new Kong standing against the Godzilla vs. Kong counterpart, which is my favorite. I actually like the GBK one a little better. It's got a little more detailing on the face. He's a little meaner as well, and I like the axe more than I like the Beast Glove. But they're very cute next to each other, and the difference between the orange eyes and the black eyes is pretty interesting. As for Godzilla, here he is against the Playmates one, and again, I think Funko looks a lot better than the Playmates one, especially the spines, although the Playmates one is a little bigger and meaner and more intimidating, which is pretty cool. And then here he is next to the Godzilla vs. Kong counterpart, which is of course the Michael Dougherty Godzilla, and they look very cute next to each other. Very different styles of Godzilla, and the fact that they're different designs means that you can get both of them and they look very good next to each other. Getting into the bigger figures, we'll start out with Godzilla. There's his little head peeking up at the top. There's Godzilla in the packaging with the Godzilla spewing the atomic breath on the sides. Little window on the inside. There's his face peeking over. On the back, it shows all the figures you can collect, which I do believe I have all of. And then on the bottom, there's just the info. I'm not sure I have every Funko Godzilla X Kong the New Empire Funko figure they've released, but I do have the main set of them that you see here. Maybe because there's so many new characters for Godzilla Kong the New Empire, but this Godzilla comes with the atomic breath breath, they don't have a variant for the atomic breath like they did with Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla looks very weird. The back of him isn't the most well-detailed thing, and the spines don't have the nice texture that the Godzilla vs. Kong figure's head, but there's great texturing on the side of the head there, as well as on the front of the body, and the chest area looks really good. The legs look really nice, the arms look pretty decent on their own, and then the face looks pretty cute. Looks just like Godzilla in the movie, but Funko-fied. I like it. Nice teeth, nice mouth, pink eyes, looks good. I think they've done a pretty good job adapting the new Adam Wingard Godzilla. Of course, he is not complete without his atomic breath, which does appear to be a repaint of the Godzilla vs. Kong blue atomic breath, which is a little bit of a shame. That means that the Heat Ray Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong Funko set is our most direct comparison for the Godzillas, and you can see there they are together spewing their atomic fire, facing off against one another. We've got the unevolved version versus the weird toyified version he would become. I really like the tail on this one. It's just so over-designed, but it's pretty cool. Which one's your favorite? I think for me, I like this one, especially because he's got good texturing in the spines, and I like the design more. Next up, we have King Kong. Again, good packaging. I love the Godzilla Kong the New Empire color scheme, and it looks really nice. Side of the box featuring Kong standing up. There's the other side, bottom of the box, and then top of the box, so that you know who you're getting. Again, maybe because there's so many different Godzilla Kong New Empire figures, or maybe because Godzilla vs. Kong already had you covered, but they didn't feel the need to release a Kong with the battle axe, although that's not which one this one is. But here's the two Kongs standing next to each other, Godzilla Kong New Empire versus the original Kong. New Empire Kong has really nice detailing overall. The fur looks pretty good across the whole body. The face sculpt looks pretty good. I like the way they've done the beard. I like that it's just a bit of a brighter shade that looks nice. The beast glove looks really good. Lots of really intricate detailing they've done on it, especially the little gear on the top. And again, I like the addition of the red paint in there. I don't remember any red paint in the beast glove in the movie, but it's nice that the toys add it because it gives a flair to them that they wouldn't otherwise have. I do wish Kong was in a bit stronger of a pose and not just standing with his arm down to the side. I kind of wish he was in a pose kind of similar to the Godzilla vs. Kong one, which again, I do think I like more, not just because the orange eyes glow a little more and make him pop, but because he is in a stronger pose and he's not wearing the ridiculous beast glove, which I've never been the biggest fan of. But which one do you like more? One thing I really like about the Godzilla Kong New Empire one is the extra scars on his chest that Godzilla gave him. I always love when a character has battle damage. Next up, I think I'll go with the one that I see in stores the most often, maybe because he sells the least, and that's Suko. There he is. There's his giant face taking up a bunch of the screen. There's Suko. Good packaging overall. Top of the box, instantly iconic. Side of the box, bottom, and now it's time to get him out. Suko, does he have green eyes in the movie? I guess he maybe does. The Funko one with the green eyes makes him stand out really strongly. That and the lack of beast glove is a really good way to differentiate him from Papa Kong, as well as the much slimmer body proportions and the bigger head proportionally. Oh my goodness, they gave Suko a little beer belly. That's really goofy. Suko looks pretty good overall. This arm is definitely more textured than this one, which is kind of silly, and the body looks a little better than the head, which does not have the strong aesthetic that the body has. The head feels a little softer and a little brighter with a little less shine. They've done a good job with Suko's face. I really like that they've given him the scar across his eye. That's a nice little detail of the design that I really love, and I like the stance. It's a little innocent and a little unassuming, and it kind of captures the character very well. Suko was surprisingly one of the child characters that I've thought was pulled off the best in media, despite the fact that he still is a bit of an annoying brat, and it is fun to see him get thrown around a lot. But there's the little dude. I think they've done a good job with him. Although he has not done in proportion with Kong, because he should be way tinier. But there's the two of them together, father and adopted son. Ah, they look great. Next up, we've got evil Papa Skar King. There's his creepy little face on the top of the box. There he is taking up the big side. In the middle, you can see him peeking through. I like that too. He looks so weird. And he's got the cool glowing blue eyes just like in the movie. I love it. There's the bottom of the box, top of the box, and it's time to get the boy out. Skar King is an absolute menace, and I love him. One of my favorite villains in the Monsterverse just from the personality alone, and they've done a good job capturing that in this figure's stance. He's just got kind of a strange stance to him, you know? He also mirrors the stance Suko is in, but he doesn't come across unassuming. He comes across mean, which is how he should. Kind of reflecting how if Suko didn't meet Kong, he would have potentially grown into a figure like Skar King. Skar King might be the most intricate of these Funko Pops so far. I like the way that they handle the difference between the skin patterning and the fur texture. That looks really nice. The way they transition from one to the next looks really good. The face sculpt looks really great. It looks a lot like Skar King from the movie, kind of weird and messed up and distorted, and I love it. It's cool that he's got the whip slash across his chest too. It's a nice little detail. It's a nice cool addition, and they've got good detailing in it. The bones look really nice. Additionally, Additionally, they've done a really good job with the paint scheme. He features the war paint on his face, which looks great, but it carries over onto his body. Not just his chest and arms, which looks really good, but also you can see it carries over onto the back. There is a different red paint on the back around the whip slash than there is for the fur, which is a really cool addition to the figure and makes him pop a lot more. I like it. Uh-oh, here he is standing off against Kong. Look out. Again, I wish they were in a bit stronger of a pose ready to fight. I know there's a Skar King sitting in his throne. I believe it is from Funko, but I just wasn't able to get it. It was too expensive, so this is the only one I've got for today. Maybe someday. That'd be great. This is also the one whose head moves the easiest. The body can rotate around the head, the easiest out of any of these Funkos so far. When I tried to do it to Suko, his head just popped off entirely, and I killed the poor boy. I also love that Skar King's got this creepy little smile. I like it. Next up, we've got the holy grail, apparently, Shimo, who took absolutely forever to ship. The packaging features this big Shimo splashing down the ice beam. Looks very weird design. There's Shimo peeking through. Little Shimo on the side. You actually got a lot more than just her face, which is cute. Same with the top. Other side, you see the full body Shimo, and then on the back, she's peeking in. Bottom of the box, and it's time to get her out. She's the first one with the double layering, mostly to protect the ice beam. So weird. It's so interesting to see the way each company handles the spines on Shimo's back. Every company handles these crystal spikes so differently, and this is by far the weirdest. This does not look like it does in the movie. The random assortment of which ones are larger and which ones are shorter may look good from the front, but it definitely doesn't represent the Shimo design in the film accurately. She's also the one in the stiffest pose so far. There is no reposing this Shimo. You can't rotate her head at all, so this is it. What you see is what you get. That being said, they've done a really good job detailing the body overall. They've added a really nice Shimo skin texturing. Her scales across her arms, back, legs, and belly look really nice. The face looks really great. They've done a really good job capturing the innocence but also menace of Shimo. Look, from down here, she's a cute little puppy dog, but from up here, she's evil. I like it. It looks really good. Nice crown on the back of the head as well, although I don't know what's up with the white ones on the front. And they've done a good job with the paint job. Purple crystals contrast very well with the blue eyes. The white teeth look great, and then the pink mouth looks really good. Also, shout out to the black fingernails and toenails. Good crystals on the top of the tail too. Inserting the beam into the mouth was a little awkward, but it looks pretty good. Mostly it's a light translucent purple with dark purple accents, and it leads into this big icy crystal explosion down at the bottom, which is going to look really cool, especially paired off against the Godzilla, who, as you can see, is having none of it. An epic pairing right here, Shimo and Godzilla. Although Shimo didn't leave much room for Skar King to ride on her back. Although I think that's what she'd want, huh? This is a really cool one, and maybe my favorite so far. Now we've just got larger figures and specialty figures left. For our big daddies, we've got the big evolved Godzilla. These are not as big as they were in the Godzilla vs. Kong era, which might be okay because it saves us some shelf space. The box is very similar to the box for the smaller Godzilla, however, it's just been enlarged because it's a bigger boy. Oh yeah! Bah! There he is, the king of the monsters. He looks fantastic. It is the smaller Godzilla figure, just enlarged for the bigger scale, but it brings out a lot of the good detailing, like the webbing in between the fingers, the really intricate scaling patterns on the hands. The chest looks fantastic. The way it goes into the legs looks really great. I love the toes and the toenails and the whole body overall. It looks great. The spines still don't have much texture, which is a shame. It would have been cool if they had maybe some veins, but I guess now that I think of it, they really weren't the most textured in the movie either. They're very smooth compared to normal. The face is just my fave though. It looks really great, especially head on. It's a little flat from the side, as are the spines, but that happens when you're dealing with a figure like this. They're trying to save on space after all. I love still the pose for the tail, love the way it wraps around the side, and I love these big spikes on the tip of the tail. They look really great. Bottom of the body also has some really nice texturing on the tail, which is always a bonus. And then the teeth look really great. Love the web in between the cheeks, always awesome. They have removed the hole for the atomic breath, which is good. That would have been really lazy if they reused it. That's the thing that Playmates would do, and I'm glad they didn't do it here. Actually, I say that, but Playmates has never done that. They've just reused some other assets, which are really baffling. Either way, really awesome. And here he is next to the other Godzilla for comparison. He's maybe like 1.5 the size of the original Godzilla release, which is cool. They look great next to each other. If you give him the atomic breath, which is kind of hard for me to hold, he kind of represents the little Keychain version. Not to the same extent. The Keychain version is really small, but there you can see them next to each other. The Keychain one is tiny compared to him. Now it's time for my boy King Kong. Again, the box is very, very similar to the box for the smaller version. It's just been enlarged, as you'd expect. Oh yeah, there he is, the boy King Kong. Hey, his head can kind of turn side to side. Good stuff. Although there is a big raise. Actually, it doesn't really show up on camera, but man, there's an angle. You can see the head and the shoulders are like not attached as cleanly as you'd think. I can press down and try and force it, but actually the head is elevated, probably for the beard because the beard sticks off, which actually looks pretty good. This bigger figure brings out all of the good details in the smaller figure as well. Just nice fur texturing across the whole body. I really like the face. They've done a good job adding some skin texturing around the eyebrows. The whole thing looks pretty good. I like that mean expression. The scars on the chest really shine here. They look awesome. And then the beast glove looks about as good as it did on the smaller one, if not a little glossier. But there's the two of those dudes standing next to each other so you can see. Again, Kong's about 1.5 the size of the other Kong. And then there he is against Godzilla. Pretty epic. I wish they made a Skar King and a Shimo in this size as well. That'd be great. Oh, it's such a bummer they didn't. Interestingly, the new Kong in the bigger scale is the size of the 2017 Kong. As you can see, Funko's made a lot of upgrades from 2017. I don't think the 2017 one represents Kong Skull Island nearly as well as this one represents Godzilla vs. Kong. 2017's Kong was way more stylistic than this. I like that they've kind of found a middle ground between the Funko art style and the movie aesthetic. That's really cool. There's the two of them next to each other, and I would say Funko's made some big improvements over the years. Although this dude's head has never had an issue spinning around. He's always had a very loose head that can just move side to side and it looks great. Makes it so that you can set him up however you want him. I like that. But I do think it's really interesting that Funko went back to making this kind of middle scale between their gigantic series and also the smaller normal ones. As for the specialty figures that I'm aware of, the first one is this King Kong, which I believe is the Target exclusive. It's got the Kong on the front here. He's got a much more menacing face and he's also holding the axe. You can see him on the side there, and then there he is peeking around. You actually can't really differentiate him from the top other than the fact that this one's got glowing orange eyes like in Godzilla vs. Kong. And there you see him on the front. Again, you can see the sticker. This is a Target Con exclusive. What makes him so different from his Godzilla vs. Kong variant, which also features the orange eyes and the axe, is that this one, first of all, is in a little different pose, but also features the beast glove. So there's no way you can really mistake them. You can also see the new one has a darker head and darker fur across the whole body, and also that crazy angry face, which is so different. We've never seen that face on a Funko Kong before. I really like the stronger posing for this Kong as well. It really highlights the beast glove in a way that the one where his arm's down by the side I don't think does as well. Also, the axe is just so awesome, and it's epic to see Kong dual wielding the axe and beast glove. What an unstoppable combo. Also, the angrier face just kind of looks more epic in general, so that's pretty awesome. This might be my favorite now, but that's not about to last, because the very last one I have, I've already kind of decided before I've even unboxed it, is my favorite. It's just too adorable, but we have here the Amazon exclusive sleeping Godzilla. This, of course, is Godzilla when he's all curled up like a kitty cat and he sleeps inside the Coliseum, and he's just so cute. The back of the box features all the other ones that are on sale, which we've already checked out, as well as this little sleeping Godzilla picture. There he is sleeping on the side there. There he is kind of peeking over on the top. Same here, kind of like Shimo. You can see about as much as Godzilla as you could of Shimo. And there's the little dude sleeping inside. Very cute. He's so weird looking on the bottom. That's like an alligator or like a little lizard. That is so cute. I love the way the chest is all flattened, as is the chin here. That's so adorable. And then the tail. Oh, that's great. I love the way the tail's curled around Godzilla around his leg, just like a little kitty cat, and the way his little arms are sitting out in front of him. That is just so freaking cute. I wish they made this middle spine in the back a little taller so that it had a bit more of an impression and a bit less of a 98 style, where you can see their side two are actually a little longer than the middle one. But he's just so adorable overall. The pink looks great. It's just so nice for this cute aesthetic. They really lucked out with such a cute little scene to reference. I also like the little white teeth. As you can see back there, I did buy and assemble a little Roman Colosseum 3D puzzle for this guy, although I did make it the home of my NECA Godzilla. But there you can see him and the little details on his legs and his arms and his shoulder. It's just so great. I love it. There he is next to the standard Godzilla, about the same size. He's just laying down. Very sweet. I'm glad Funko decided to make that one. It's so cute. What is your favorite Godzilla Kong the New Empire Funko figure? Do you have all of these? If so, comment below and let me know. Which one do you think is the coolest, and then which one is your favorite? Is it the same? Because for me, I think this one's probably the coolest, but this one's my favorite. As always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. It is through the support of the patrons on Patreon that I'm able to open up and unbox and review figures like this with you guys in the first place. I really truly appreciate all the support I get over there. It goes a super long way towards helping this channel channel out and making sure that I can continue to make videos in the first place. If you want to check out the Patreon, you can use the link in the description below where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time for the next one. D-Man out.